Welcome back to TikiTalk. Last week we had a bit of a problem with the mics, but it's all sorted, or it should be. It should be all gravy. And it was all gravy at the Emirates yesterday. You guys had a lovely day out. We'll touch on that first. It was the biggest game of the weekend, of course.
Oh, man. So good, so good. I mean, me and you were there, Guy, again.
Yeah, mate. Still yet to miss a home game this season. I'm going for all 19, you know. Don't know how viable that's going to be.
Do you feel like if you don't go, they'll lose? Maybe they're only winning because you're there.
I hadn't.
It's one of those ones.
Because typically when I've gone in the past, I've never gone as much as going at the moment, but we tended to get very bad results when I was
especially when me and Guy would go. It'd be. I remember it was like West Ham at home, the first game of the season, and you were like, "We've won this," and I was like, "Not really sure," and we got smashed.
I went to Hull.
Was that the Reece Oxford special?
Yeah, that was the Reece Oxford special.
I went to Hull at home, 2-1. We lost. I've been to some
Giovanni screamer.
Giovanni, yeah, and I think his name's Daniel. Daniel
Kuzan. Yeah.
Daniel Kuzan with a nice header.
What's that pronunciation?
Yeah, I've been to Man United, lost at home, but no, this season it's all changed.
And we won. We beat Liverpool at the Emirates, which I know we did during COVID.
But that was like they just won the league. They were a bit partying out.
We've actually beat like what was like either
City trying to be really competitive.
To be fair with Tottenham. We always beat them. We always beat them at home. Like I think even Tironi said, like in 28 outings, we've only lost
once at the Emirates in the league, haven't they?
Yeah. So I feel like we always beat them at home, but this felt special. It felt different, and what a fucking day! Honestly, the feeling. I was saying to guys, I actually could throw up from the 60th minute. When it was 2, I was literally like, I'm gonna throw up here. Like I haven't had those nerves since I think Wigan in the semi-final of the FA Cup. We went to penalties, and I mean. Just everything, the whole atmosphere, everyone's buzzing, everyone's going. I mean, people just jumping on each other the whole time. And the performance as well, I think we can see there's going to be areas, we're not invincible, we're not City where it is completely invincible. There is, areas of weaknesses with Arsenal. But like, to go out there and make that point and score 3 goals against Liverpool. I know they've been a bit shaky, but still...
And the fact that they equalised twice is a factor. It's not like you raced ahead and they got a couple,
Yeah, it's a mentality as well. We were talking about mentality, about, Arsenal's mentality for, long time. I think Joe Cole touched on BT Sport, is, they was going in about the bottling and we're a bit, that and a bit of a weak mentality. But this season, it feels a little different. I still do want to be tested away from home against a big team. I think that's going to be a big theme because the Emirates right now just feels like we're an absolute fortress. Everyone's behind. All the fans are like cheering, chanting all game, having a great time. I do feel away from home.
It's a different kind of pressure.
It's different. I mean, we saw United, even though we played well, we didn't get the result. So there is still obviously some doubts. Do we think City... I saw Danny Murphy and Dion Dublin had an argument Dion Dublin going, you never know of Arsenal. And Danny Murphy was like, no. City have won this. We all know City have won this.
Yeah, I think Dion Dublin does Homes Under the Hammer for a reason. I mean, I'm more likely to... I don't even listen to Danny Murphy much, but I listen to him more than probably Dion Dublin's footballing opinions. But you're unlucky that City are that good.
Yeah, it's
the fact that they're just incredible that obviously they're going to win the league.
Yeah.
Whether you can make it look like a title race till February is another thing.
It's come at a bad time for us to be actually quite a good team.
Yeah.
Like in the last... In
prior years, it would look a bit more real.
We were we'd be like, we could probably do this. But I mean, City are 95% sure going to win the league. But that's not stopping us from riding the wave, having a great time.
You can't knock that as a performance. I thought you were the better team over 90 minutes. There were some contentious issues we'll touch on. So Gabriel's pen, do you think that's a pen? Actually, let's start because this one confused me a bit because it didn't really get brought to light loads. The first goal, obviously, started on fire, got that first goal. I thought Saka was off.
Yeah, they did apparently check it and all that stuff.
For like a second, he just looked off.
Yeah, he had a trailing leg, didn't he? But
it looked more off than ones that they've given off that have looked not off. Put it that way.
I think it's more difficult to argue with an offside decision, though, isn't it? There's a bit more black and white. I think you've got to just back them.
Yeah.
The angle that they were
showing.
Do
you back them?
The angle.
That's the thing. You've got to back them because they give the decision.
We need to get that CL technology in ASAP.
CL refs in.
The screen.
I'm down for
the screen.
We need that ASAP, to be fair, but but I feel the same as Guy. Like
it just looked off. I assumed they might have done the right checks, but I don't know.
Yeah,
from the naked eye,
maybe just the camera angle that they had might have made him look a little bit further forward than he actually was.
But it was a nice goal. It was a lovely throw pass through from Odegaard down that side, which is that Martinelli was getting. Martinelli was awesome. He was man of the match quite clearly.
Class.
He was running rings round Trent for fun. Gomez a bit more. a bit less rather. Sorry, I mean Gomez dealt with him a little bit better, but not by much. We're not big fans of Gomez, to be honest. Either.
No.
But
Also, think about it's like energy you had to exert in the first half and like throughout the match. Like you're not going to be as
he's
direct.
got that
aren't
dog
you?
in him. He's
Yeah.
just he's just relentless in terms of just taking on players consistently.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't let his head drop. Even when he doesn't work, he's always at them.
And
he
he's-
doesn't give you a moment's peace.
At 90 minutes, he has nothing left
Yeah.
in the tank. Like there was a bit right towards the end of the game. He brought it into where the corner where we were at, and he was just lying on the floor, just absolutely exhausted. And that's what you want to see. Like
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
players are a bit shit, as long as they
they get a bit more of a pass as long as they try.
100%, yeah. Very different to players we've had in the past, like the likes of Ozil.
Yeah.
That might rile some people, but
Yeah, that's because
But
a
also,
couple of flicks.
he's
Yeah.
also started against Zurich and Bodo and played the majority of the game. It's like I always think some of the other players, in the Zurich game, less so in the Bodo game, they sort of were like, oh, who cares, easy game. Didn't try as hard. Martelli just doesn't matter what the game is. He's giving
not
100%.
He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah. But it does. I look at that front three of Arsenal and maybe four, including Odegaard, and it's sort of like we've sort of become Liverpool of old. Really, we're like in terms of the press, you got Jesus probably the best pressing striker in the league. Martelli probably one of the best pressing wingers in the league. And Saka, I mean, he's still a good presser, maybe not as good, maybe not got the same intensity, but he still like wins the ball high up the pitch.
Yeah.
And you look at that and you're like, okay. And Odegaard, he runs the most out of the whole team every week. So we are looking a bit like the old sort of Liverpool. That's why it is.
And you're clinical. I mean, in that first half, you got 2 goals. I can't really remember any other forward actions because Liverpool were actually quite good in that half. I thought they had the majority of control during the game.
yeah.
Nunez looked all right. I thought he looked all right. Diaz looked very good. I think the game did really change. It was probably understated that it did flip a bit when he went off because he just looked like such a threat. He timed his runs better than Nunez, but the runs were there, and their goal came from that. Gabriel, another.
Are you gonna say?
I think I'm going to say what you were going to say.
About the party thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about this on Sunday. We were watching the game, and first half Liverpool the better side, and that was because we didn't get Partey in the game at all. He didn't get any ball, and that was because Jota was kind of in that number 10 position, completely sat on him, shadowed him, couldn't get the ball into him. And then when Diaz came off, Jota moved wide, Firmino came into that central position. He didn't do anywhere near as good a job as Jota did. Yeah. And in that second half, I thought Partey was the best player on the pitch. Overall, Martinelli was better. Second half, I thought it was Partey.
Yeah, he ran the show.
You completely controlled the second half.
Yeah.
Even though they scored their goal, that was against the run of play in itself.
That's when we're good. When Partey is on song and he's getting on the ball, dictating the tempo, even if it's just... he makes it look easy, but it's not. And it was that turned the game. Maybe, yes, Diaz coming off, but that kind of tactical switch of not getting close enough to Partey, I think that's when we started to run riot in the second half a bit more.
No, yeah.
But you guys are very lucky. We said it last week. I believe I said Martinelli's going to take his dog for a walk, and that dog he walked all the way off the pitch at half time. I mean, fuck me. They did have to deal with two attacks, like I said, really in that first half, and they didn't deal with it great. I mean, positioning on the first. I'm not going to completely blame him because I thought Henderson didn't cover himself in glory at all with the second goal, but why he steps across.
Yeah, the second goal's a shocking.
Yeah, I had Liverpool fans in my comments defending him, saying he's stopping him because Marseille would have a free run from the halfway line. If not, he only joins as he gets to the box when he's not trying to outrun him.
Well, obviously, positionally wise,
Well, there's
it made
three
no
of
sense.
you. There's three of you piling into the box, and there's 2 of them. So he steps across to make it 3-on-1.
Well,
It's just brain dead.
It makes no. I also think, is it just because the pressure of like all this thing about his positional play with that he wanted to make that big impression tackle and like almost the pressure of the moment where he's like, if I get a big tackle here, everyone's going to like go look, I can in big situations cause an impact and actually defend.
He caused an impact.
Yeah,
He just ran 3 yards past the ball for no reason.
Also, why would he go behind? Like, surely
It just made no. It made no sense.
Surely
if you're
mark
gonna
the
go
cut.
there, go to him.
Yeah, like he's obviously going to cut in anyway. Like
If he
Henderson's going to do
stuck where
it.
he was, there's a good chance he could clear that cross.
Yeah, no.
A good chance. I just couldn't understand that. I mean, Liverpool defensively were a shambles collectively. It wasn't just him. I mean, Van Dijk, this aura has gone. It feels like this season. I mean, we said it after the Fulham, like he's not looking himself. Palace still looking a bit sus, and then now no one's scared to go at him. No one's scared to run at him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's lost that edge. I mean, to be fair, like, he's still going to be a good defender, but like when your confidence is down and no one really truly believes in
Other
keeping a
players
clean
get
sheet.
worse with him being worse.
Yeah,
that's just how it
100%,
works.
yeah,
It's like the other way. How when he was just awesome, it makes everyone around them have a different level of confidence because they know that he deals with everything, and he's not doing that. So it's just it's just quite mad to see. Obviously.
And also, I feel like at base level, you need to have like decent players. Even though if you're just playing the game, if you have like three players in your team you can't defend. Van Dijk's going to get exposed eventually. That's going to happen. I also want to say about Trent. Martinelli's literally rinsed him for the last like 3-4 games, and we were like, when are we going to see an end product? Like when is he had that one last year at the Emirates, he took it past everyone, then like cut it back, and it just didn't miss to Odegaard, and it was so nice to finally get that like. It was also like that. It was like that itch scratch. Yeah. It was like finally he's rinsed him, and he's got the goal, and he's got the assist. Like that is what That's what I've been wanting to see for so long now.
It's very effective. But yeah, even Liverpool's midfield, we've touched on them looking very cooked this season. But like Henderson just massively struggles. I mean, Fabinho didn't start. I thought Thiago's doing as best he can in that he's almost playing a one-man midfield. Up against you guys and. In some form, so it's a tough. It's a tall order. It's a tough.
Yeah, and he hasn't got the same legs. Like I think there was a clip I saw that Nunes managed to sprint back and for the second. Past him, and it's not the same Liverpool. I haven't found the right balance. I'm not sure. I don't think they know what their best team is with these injuries and how to play exactly.
Well, yeah, and I mean they've got 15 minutes left. They're 3-2 down, and they're playing. They've got a 4-4-2 on the pitch.
Henderson out wide,
and it's Henderson and Elliott up out wide.
Is Jurgen losing it a bit?
I just feel like I don't know if it's
hard to write them off because of what he's done. I've really arrived at the conclusion. I've been thinking about the last month. I do think this is his final full year. Whether he goes at the end of the season on his own accord, because he probably does deserve that, is a whole other matter. But they just look so burnt out.
Yeah, it's the cycles, isn't it? And you feel like this is the end of the cycle.
Yeah, completely. And he does warrant a rebuild, but. When it comes down to it, if you're a business owner and you've got a whole club and it's either, right, we can ship out the whole team, or we can give this team a revamp with a new manager, with new ideas, completely different outlook on the whole team, doesn't have favourites, because I think that is to his own detriment that he continues to play. Maybe he should have played Fabinho instead of Henderson yesterday, because he was shocking and he hasn't warranted a start so much this season. Not that Fabinho's been excellent by any means, but he clearly has players that he feels he can trust more, and they really are at the end of their cycle. And it seems to be costing him massively.
Yeah, one of whom, obviously, Mo Salah. Where was he on Sunday?
They should have played him yesterday.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't he?
They should have played it. I mean, 2022, he's been pretty average anyway. This season especially, you don't notice him in games. Like, it's because he's just hugging touchline. He's not that kind of winger. When he was good anyway, when he was effective, it was always bursting him inside. And Tomiyasu... As good a job as he did in it being his first start of the season, first Premier League start at least,
first Premier start, yeah,
so
and left back as well. Left back.
Yeah. He's got a decent weak foot on him though.
Yeah, he's definitely 5-star weak foot.
I love that. So, as good a job as he did, he didn't have to do much.
He didn't have to do much, no.
Because Diaz and Nunes were, like we said earlier, the threats.
And Van Dijk consistently was trying to play his ball over the top to Salah, and like Tomiyasu, he's a tall boy and he's so good in the air. It's like it was never going to work. It was all wrong. But
they do look bereft of ideas.
Yeah, and like it shows you what Klopp's thinking of Salah at the moment. Took him off with 25 minutes to go.
When you need a goal.
When you need a goal.
Yeah. I'd say that was a must win for Liverpool yesterday. It wasn't even just a must not lose. And they managed to lose that game. Like, a draw was not a good result, but all things considered, Arsenal in good form. It wouldn't have been a disaster by any means, but to lose that game was, very bad result for them. And they did well considering. I thought second half you guys started so well, and they got a lovely goal, just slipping it through. Good finish from Firmino.
Nice goal.
Bobby Bags. He's doing well.
He
seems to be
he loves it. He loves it against us.
He always scores against us.
I think it was his 10th for the red or 11th.
He loves it against us. But when he came on, we just were like,
we're like, he's going to score. So what do you reckon? If you were to predict Liverpool's finish now, where do you reckon?
I think it's 15-16 Chelsea. Not that bad.
What you
but
think?
In terms of like a season where they're just miles off it. I'm going to say...
outside the top 6?
No, 6th. Okay. I'm going to go, fuck it, 6th. I think I quite like United, and I'm what I'm seeing from them anyway. I think they're going to come 6th. And with Diaz out now till the new year, it just, I don't know.
And you got to say, you feel like there's 5 better teams in the league than them. It's got to be the other big 6.
We've done almost a quarter of the season roughly.
Yeah, and they've been miles off the rest of the big 6.
Yeah, It's funny. A lot of
Because it's
pundits,
Liverpool, it's hard to say that.
A lot
yeah.
of pundits are still going, no, they could still get top 4. And if you actually look at points wise, I know you guys, you
it's
both
not
have
impossible. We're 6 points
ahead.
It's
Yeah,
not, it's not.
And they have,
major.
they got a game in hand, not you guys, but like a game in hand on most teams. It's
more the performances. I just look at. I'm like, that's a lot to change around.
They don't look like they're
Are
doing
they going to
anything.
put a string of wins together? Like they just don't look like that.
And like
But
say,
you know what?
injuries now as well.
the World Cup could help them.
Although
lot,
Trent out could help.
Yeah.
that could help.
But the World Cup as well, like just like a massive
Maybe
reset.
that comes at a good time for them. To be
it could
honest,
be.
Klopp needs a rethink on what he wants to do.
He looks sad in the interview.
He does. He looks burnt out.
He looked like he was crying a little bit. He was really sad.
He looks a bit how I've seen Chelsea manage. This is partly where my thoughts come from. Is that I've seen it with Mourinho. I've seen it with Tuchel. This kind of almost acceptance of like, I don't really know what to do at this point. Like, I feel like we're chucking the kitchen sink at everything. They're burnt out. Everything that's gone on before. And I know Klopp had some personal stuff with his family that happened not that long ago. I remember that happening with Mourinho. We won the league and then came 10th. And he just sort of fell apart after, I think his dad had died or something like that. I think Klopp went through a similar situation. Maybe all that's very taxing. I think last season, coming so close to what they did, and in the end, the final hurdle, the last day of the Premier League's devastating. Champions League final a week later, devastating. It's a lot for a squad to take in. And I saw a interview with Pep resurface the other day of when he was talking about, like, Ferguson obviously notably did it so well in terms of rejigging the squad, evolving it, taking out key players but replacing them at the right times. And Pep said, like, I think he was speaking to Rio Ferdinand and say, you won 6 leagues. How many of them were the same team? None of them. Like, you can't do it. It's impossible. And Pep's done that so well and kept evolving this team. Like, even the 100-point team, or whatever, Otamendi. Like, you look back at it, Delph. Like, it's a very different team to what it is now, and that's in a short time. And with what FSG have done, they didn't build on it when they should have, and that's why I can understand Liverpool's fans' frustrations, because what they could have built with Klopp could have been even more than what it is. And they've won. They've won everything you want to win in the competitions they compete in. Yeah,
I think once you've won a lot, it's so hard to like mentally keep coming there. And I did see, I think it was a tweet like before last year, it was like someone predicted like maybe 23, 24, talking about like that would be the season that Liverpool's collapsed due to like aging players and not replacing anyone in. But then when they bought like Nunez and Diaz, I thought, okay, some fresher blood in there that might change things. I feel they haven't fully. So even though Diaz looks really good, I still think he's not like fully settled in. Like they don't completely.
I like the Diaz one. I think the Nunez one it's quite tough because we'll take the piss out of him. But realistically, in terms of a profile of striker that they've gone for there, in the 6-7 years he's been there, they haven't had anyone like that.
No, he doesn't fit their mould whatsoever.
No, it's a big shift to go with into a new season and just be like, right, he's got to hit the ground, because he basically had to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously didn't have the Mane. No. The Mane loss is massive.
Yeah,
like that's such a big hole. And not only obviously he's like pressing all that stuff, but just the pure numbers. They haven't scored anywhere near the number of goals they've scored in the last couple of years. Defensively, that's a different issue. They've been a shambles. But going forward, when Salah's not scoring, and then to lose Mane's goals as well, then they're not going to win many games.
Yeah, and I think you touched on it, like the changing and evolving teams. You look at like Arsenal's team; none of them won anything really. None of them won anything, right? I mean,
there's a different level of
and
hunger.
they're all just desperate to prove themselves. And like I feel that's Arteta's philosophy. It's like he's literally like, you've got to do this to be the top. You've got to be there. And they don't know any better. And they're like, I've got to do this if I want to win. And
young hungry players will buy into that.
Yeah. And at the same time, we did bring in 2 winners, Zinchenko and Jesus. They've made a massive difference to our mentality, I think, as well.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, we'll go back to the game just because there was some contention on the pen that won it. Did you think Pen?
I thought it was very soft.
I was same page. I thought I can see why it's given. It's a bit soft.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell that's overturned if it wasn't given. He wouldn't be asked to look at the screen.
No,
way.
I agree with that.
It's one of them you've seen and given the pass, but you hate when it's against you. You're like, well, there's contact.
Yeah, you take it.
It's contact, but you're like, it's soft. But like in this day and age, you've seen those happen. But like at the end of the day, it's like
I'm just kind of surprised Jesus was on the pitch after. I mean, it seemed like he was knocked out cold. I thought the protocol would be like, oh, okay, he has to go off. He has to go off because he looked out cold, and I thought he's got his career in WWE after that. Yeah. I mean, he sold being. People thought he like died.
Mate, yeah, he was literally bar a corner, and I was like, is he dead? dead. Like, he just came down.
He was gone.
He was just exaggerating. mate.
Fantastic acting.
He
Yeah,
sold
it's
that
great.
clothesline from hell like nothing, honestly.
Yeah, and then he sold the pen fairly well as well.
Yeah.
But it got you the dub. And what did you think of their pen? We'll touch on that because people be annoyed if we don't. Give the Gabriel handball. Bit close.
Yeah, I
The
think
inconsistency.
again. I think it's one of those where it wouldn't get overturned if it was
they'd
given.
given it.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
one. It's because it is so close to him, but that is. I don't think that's a natural position. That is high. That arm.
It's,
I
and also,
didn't think it's an actual position. The only thing that you could justify it with, I was like, it is awful close.
It is.
I
so,
get that, but
yeah, I think
Yeah.
it wouldn't be overturned either
mean,
way.
he's
I couldn't see
starfishing.
him. I wouldn't say it's clear and obvious.
no.
Either way.
But it's an inconsistency thing, and we'll talk about it later. It's just the handballs. It's just, there's no consistent ref in this fucking Prem. That's the issue.
Yeah, that is the
I
issue.
also want to touch on one thing, which was the Henderson chat about potentially.
Yeah, I want to see what comes out because
Yeah.
either this man is an absolute hero in calling a certain number 5 a rapist, or he's a racist and he'll probably be sacked from his club. It's a very much this is an interesting pendulum
but
swing here.
I
Of
keep-
like it's either going to be no one's going to have a problem with him, or everyone's going to have a problem with him.
It's really interesting how like the media and like everything, suddenly it's like Alisson. You get like photos of Alisson's face. He looks a bit upset. Firmino's like looking a bit like this, and you're like,
I
oh.
just don't think it's right to speculate.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't,
exactly.
yeah,
That's,
just
what,
gotta
that's what I'm
wait.
saying. Like, I feel like that's like classic. Like all these people speculate.
Oh,
when they say it,
everyone's an elite psychologist.
Yeah, and they're like,
All of a
they're
sudden,
they're
yeah.
picking
Start to
it apart.
piece the thing together.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he was definitely racist. It's like,
Because
you can't say
Firmino's
that.
face is slightly screwed. I'm like, I think that's his face, mate. Like, that's what he looks like. I don't think there's anything else.
I didn't think much of it until we know. But
Yeah, well, it's been
until
investigated by the FA, so we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
then, maybe the justice for Hendo shirts will be coming out. But
Oh,
I think
that,
times have moved on since then. to be fair.
was a big L.
Yeah. Speaking of moving on, like you did dominate the rest of the game, controlled it well, I thought. But yeah, big 3 points for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Massive.
And that was the big game of the weekend. But there was some good Saturday fixtures, to be fair. Chelsea was lovely. I don't know. I've had like a nice week. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. I haven't had.
3 wins in a week.
Yeah, like
Decent.
it's been stressful. I'm not gonna lie. For like almost a year now, it's been. Chile got injured, and then it all just went. Loads of injuries started happening. Your owner's getting kicked out. You can't go to games. Real Madrid away, really good, but not enough. Carling Cup final pens, FA Cup final pens.
Yeah, you've had some pain.
In this season, it's like, oh, fucking hell, now Tuchel's gone. Like it's not been nice, put it that way. And it's Potterball is starting to come to not full effect by any means.
And
but
the
it's
return
looking
of
good.
Mount. Mount looked very, very good.
Mount was awesome. He was very good against Milan as well. But there was a number of good performances. Connor was excellent. He plays him a lot higher up the pitch. That's something Tuchel wasn't doing. He was awesome in terms of the engine on that boy. He's another one where you kind of think, God, like by 28, you're going to be shattered.
Yeah.
Like the amount of running he does. But he was superb. I mean, they all were really. Ruben, George, Koulibaly. Because he rested originally. There were 7 changes made from the AC Milan team, and I thought, I don't really like that. No Silva, no Reece. That for me is a big red flag. And then even Aubameyang, he doesn't do anything, but he's been scoring. So I was a bit like, really? There's not really many goals in that team. And they absolutely bossed Wolves, to be honest, from minute one. I mean, there was a little bit of play. I don't know if you saw Mateus Nunes. He was actually good. He made that run. I was annoyed. Match they didn't show. There was another clipped ball he did out to Costa. Costa crossed it. Oh no, Adama, and Adama crossed it. They missed a header, but he looked good. I looked at him and I thought, God, that's who Liverpool should have signed, not bloody Arthur on loan.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He looks some player, but yeah, I was just really happy with us. We look good and we're creating chances, and we haven't done that in so long. Like attacking wise, we actually look quite good.
No, it looked to me looked quite free flowing, and I know you had those changes, but actually I feel like the players you brought on instead were a bit more, free. Yeah, free roam, just like sort of just moving about, Mount picking up the ball.
Pulisic at wing back looked good.
Yeah, it looked good, and also playing a bit of youth. You put on an 18-year-old kid at the end.
Chukwuemeka came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not going to try and pronounce his name, but
from Villa.
yeah.
From Villa.
Just go with Chuk.
He came on a couple of times for Villa last year. He looked decent.
He does look
I think he
nice
played
player.
in the England youth setup as well, and he was good.
Yeah, good ball carrier, considering his size and everything.
Yeah.
He looks quite vibey.
Which is like not too Chelsea, like just a random, let's put an 18-year-old kid on for the last few minutes.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, I think, but you can see that from Potter. I feel like he would look for the academy as well.
And another interesting talking point, Kepa. What?
Definitely.
What do we think?
Mate, so he's played these last three games. Palace, I was really impressed. The goal was not his fault in the slightest. Made a couple of good saves. comes out of his box quite well. His passing's been excellent. I was like, okay, wow. If you turn my mind, that is the biggest remontada I've seen in a player. Like I've never been so like this bloke is fucking
That's
awful.
like me and Xhaka.
Yeah. This is my Xhaka.
This is your Xhaka.
This is my Xhaka. I'm so PTSD traumatized out by Kepa over the years. And he played well in that. And then Champions League, he didn't have a lot to do against Milan by any means. So I think there was like one save he had to make and he made it. And I was like, okay, this guy, he's doing all right now. He's really doing all right. And then Wolves, there was a couple moments where balls were played over the top. Read it, lovely pass. Like there was one moment in the first half actually, someone clipped it over the top, rushed out, first time just pings out to Dave, who like perfectly so it's on the turn for him. And then we got a chance from it. I was like, this bloke is actually looking quite all right. I don't really know what to think of it.
Yeah, I don't know. He clips a lovely one down the line with his left foot as well, I think. And then someone like boshed it and you were basically in as well. No, I mean, like you say, 12 months ago and before that, obviously, you could never have seen yourself.
Like he wasn't, he had
this
an
guy.
all right spell as a Tuchel in AFCON when Mendy was away. He wasn't bad by any means, but I think this is like definitely, it's only 3 games, but look, he hasn't been keppering, so I'll take it.
It's been some of the best 3 games he's ever played for Chelsea, probably.
I think it was. I think it probably was.
The only thing is with those players, you're just waiting for that mistake. As in, like, you're looking like, even maybe like Xhaka's got enough good grace. But it's annoying because you're like, you want to do well. Like, even does one mistake, you're like, well, you played well the other 3 ones, but you're sort of waiting for it. You need to like pick
you're
up.
waiting to pounce.
Yeah,
when they cost you, you're like,
I told you, I told you. Shit.
This fucking Kepa. He's small arms.
I'm waiting for that Xhaka moment.
Those dino arms and Poppadom hands have just made me. They've given me some serious misery.
But he did.
But he's looking. His hands have, they've firmed up.
Yeah.
And his reading of the game has improved.
But he did get bosh a little bit. There was one in the air. I remember he came for and he got a little bit bosh.
Yeah,
and
a little
I thought,
bit. But he claimed some corners and some crosses
Yeah, I
in the
did
last
see
few
that
games,
too.
and I've been like, wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
But,
It's always nice when that happens.
I almost feel like I'm watching. I'm almost cheering him on like a Make-A-Wish kid, where like making the little shittest things. But I'm like,
look at
wow,
him, look at him go.
Yeah, look at him go. He saved a free kick that it was his side, but I was like, fucking hell, go on. But yeah, it's good to see. There was number of good performances, and then there were good goals. I mean, the first goal was nice header from Havertz, good cross from Mount. Second goal was lovely. I thought, a little 1-2 with Pulisic and Mount. Ball slipped between them. Pulisic took it well. That's another player that annoys me. He's been really good. I can't really complain. Are we getting lockdown Pulisic? That would be lovely.
That'd be class.
If we had lockdown Pulisic, we might win that league. Because I don't know what
he was.
I don't know what that
Hazard,
guy was.
He was
on.
Hazard for a bit.
I don't know what that Hazard was like. More output. He was weird.
Yeah.
And then Brozier scoring a very good goal. It was a nice ball from Cover.
He gives me Vlahovic vibes massively, but like
I get
other
more
foot.
Costa vibes.
But like, maybe it's what is it? Is he Serbian as well? Yeah.
No, he's Albanian. But he
Albanian.
grew up in Slough, so he's got a very English accent. Yeah.
But like, it was just like the way he sort of boshed someone, then like lovely finish on his right, like in the bottom corner. I was
The
like,
ball striking is very good.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see. It was his first goal, so he was gassed. But I touched on a comparison with Diego Costa there. Diego Costa did play.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
No.
There was a little bit where he sort of shoved Dave and then realised it was Dave and sort of like they started laughing, which was quite nice. And then came off in the 56th minute. And Matthew Harding's like, this bit where I sit, which is like the most fun atmosphere and everything. And he came off and just slowly just walked around the entire pitch, high-fiving everyone just shouting Diego.
Yeah, it was so great.
It was nice to see because we never got a proper goodbye with him. Like his last game was the FA Cup final with you guys, and Conte had fallen out with him in January over like China had offered him a load of money, and he thought I might go, stayed, won the league, and then went. And we all loved Diego, but we never got that goodbye, and we finally got that. It was nice to see. And I don't know if you saw his interview, what he said after the game.
No.
He said it was lovely to have that reception. I never had a problem with with the fans here at all. It was with that manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's going to be so up for it.
Wolves, Spurs.
Yeah. Have they played yet this season?
Sadly, they played at Spurs.
Yeah, they did.
Before he came,
But it was so classic. Like he's obviously seen himself getting substituted, and he thinks, "I'm going to walk over there." And the maximum walk around the pitch. Like, I quite rate it, to be fair.
Oh yeah, only Costa's taken a lap of honour during a game when his team's 2-0 down.
Yeah. Exactly. It's proper shithouse.
But it was really nice to see. It was one of those ones where I was like, I wish I was there, but it was a shame. But it was a nice day. I've had a lovely week. Milan tomorrow. Yeah. But 3 p.m's City, we touched on them in terms of they're going to win the league. They look rampant as ever.
Haaland missed a sitter. He's finished.
Haaland missed multiple chances and only scored 1 goal. He fell off.
Yeah, it took him 65 minutes. Are you mad?
He's average, mate.
That's wank.
He's awful. If you're missing that, mate, come on. I can score that.
Player.
Terrible player.
But who isn't a shocking player, and we've waxed lyrical about it. This guy, he wears number 7.
Yeah. Jesus, that goal was a joke as well.
He's sick.
Not just the goal, but that. Did you see Demara's chance they put over the bar, the Trivela cross?
Yeah, he's becoming
This is
low-key
bread
his
and butter.
trademark.
He loves
Low-key,
it.
Quaresma's sweating right now.
Yeah, mate. Oh, he's so good. Yeah, that first goal sold Ward-Prowse. Absolute dream.
He literally picked up the ball just off the halfway line as well. Like, what fucking fullback's doing that? It's crazy.
not many.
And scoring from there, like just on his arms. He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just going to score now.
Yeah, just confirming himself as the best fullback in the world by distance.
Yeah, he is different gravy. He's absolutely different gravy. And when I saw him change to number 7 in the summer, I've never thought that with those weird numbers. Gallas in the number 10, Boularus in the number 9. I've never really backed it, but with him as 7, I thought, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That
Give
makes
me that.
sense. Yeah,
Inject
exactly.
that.
Give me that. A guy who just comes into midfield when he fancies Trevellaing it around. He is a number 7. It makes so much sense. But yeah, the City were excellent as per. I mean, Foden scored a good goal as well. He's really hitting a good level of form. Bring it to the World Cup, please, Phil.
He is, yeah. Because I mean, there's been a lot of chat. We spoke about it the other week. Would you start him on the right wing for England, Foden? Him and Saka, you probably say are the two fighting out for that spot. And I think you have to. I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it? Because
it's hard.
If you go off club form, it is a no-brainer who you start. But when you account for everything, you're like, what have they done for England? You're like, give me one game, Phil, to give me a bit of hope with something. I can't think of like
I just feel like Saka, he's just got England juju. Like, I know he missed the...
He's got that Andros Townsend
Welbeck and stuff like that.
they
Played
just
better
opt for it
for
for
England. Better for England. Not better for England.
I know he missed the final penalty, but like, he's just like... everyone's like, for some reason...
He's improved on those, though.
He's a star. Yeah, he is exactly. He scored. Everyone's like, he's the star boy. He's this. Like, there's something about him. He's got like this weird aura.
But at the same time, it's like, how do you not play Foden? How do you justify not playing?
Well, he's our technically best player, Foden.
Yeah, you play for the back and put him into like another midfielder,
a bit more central,
and then put him as an attacking midfielder where he can score goals, create, can do everything. So do that.
Well, Gareth, just pay Pep a load of money, ask for some tips.
Yeah.
Stop something like that. I mean, that can't hurt. But yeah, they City were awesome.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
It could be the end of Ralph. Not that the City result was the end of Ralph, but it feels like
they need to go down. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like come on, just get gone.
Time to go.
Yeah. It's time to go.
They've kind of got a like. I know I've got one Southampton fan, but like they kind of empty seat vibe, aren't they? At St Mary's, they're not filling out. They've not got a huge fan base.
I don't know.
They've been a bit of a Premier League mainstay.
Yeah, they are, but like you see empty seats at St Mary's though. Right, like when I look on TV,
I just feel like because they're such a like, they do the same thing every season. I know they had a couple of years in the Europa League, but they do.
The sad thing is, and it's not their fault because that's just how business works. Once they do get a good player, he's off.
Yeah, I mean, you think their time is going to eventually run out, and that you can't keep selling the best player.
Timer is almost done.
I know, mate.
On Ralph and them.
I think so.
Yeah.
I said last week.
We both predicted them to go down.
I said last week. I thought
I wasn't fooled by them beating us. We were atrocious this season at the start.
Oh yeah. They did beat you, didn't they?
Yeah, we lost, mate. We lost. It's quite funny now. I'm like, fucking hell, we lost to them and Leeds. Like, if you'd won those games, you'd be top.
Is that right?
Or we'd be joint on points with you. I'm like, God, we just threw away some points. Like, we were dreadful.
That's why Tuchel got sacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big change around for us at the moment.
But yeah, he's
under that radar though. It's nice.
Speaking of another man under big pressure, Brendan
is under big pressure. I thought after Monday night where they hammered Forest, I was like, well, they got Bournemouth. Who are Bournemouth? I know they're 4 unbeaten, but they're still shit.
Mate,
because every week we slag them off. And I owe an apology to Bournemouth and Gary O'Neill because I said they shouldn't, when they said he's auditioning for the job, I didn't take it seriously when they won away at Forest. Just give him it to the end of the season, I guess.
He hasn't lost a game yet.
Yeah, unbeaten in 5. They are above Liverpool in the league. They're 8th.
Yeah.
They just keep going. I don't even know what the
fuck. They turned it right. They were losing to Leicester and they won the game.
Mate, I don't know.
But they did that against Forest as well. 2-0 down against Forest and came back.
They've got a bit of character, to be fair to them.
It's Billings, honestly. Billings is Billing.
Billing might be an FPL must.
Yeah.
I saw Solanke got 2 assists.
Yeah,
I mean, they're a bit dubious.
Yeah, he's in my team. I believe in the Bournemouth. I believe in the Cherries.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that is for sure, they definitely had the help of Leicester's not so star man, Mr. Ward.
That was Starfish just jumping over the...
I mean, the second guy, it's impressive because you think, what were you thinking there? You've decided to jump over the ball.
Yeah. In what training session have you been told or practiced
in Goalkeepers Union? I don't think they've
that's not on any page of the Goalkeeper's Handbook, is it?
I don't think so.
I think the first one's what I swear he just picked the ball up and just threw it in his own net. He got full hands and just lobbed it into his own net. I'm convinced by it. I thought because I saw the starfish one before I watched like the highlights. I was looking at it going like, hang on, the first one's worse than the starfish. I swear, honestly.
I just don't know what he was going for with the starfish. Like, did he think he was going to lob him from there?
I think he tried to make himself as big as possible and just jumped over the ball.
So big that he just thought height.
He thought
height
if anything anywhere near the ground is going to be a goal.
That technique is what they do in handball.
Yeah.
So that's, a keeper would jump and spread himself a bit like that in handball, and I mean it's the wrong sport. It's a good effort.
He makes great handball.
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
he could be.
Yeah. I'd love to know how shit Iverson is.
Yeah, he must be.
I mean, Iverson, he must be the worst player in the league. If you can't get ahead of Ward, you must be the worst player in the league. What are those training sessions like?
Mate, I don't know.
Is Ward amazing in training?
They must not have a goalkeeper coach. No. They must just take their own sessions. Those two just throw the ball to each other.
No one.
They play catch. They play catch for 2 hours a day.
No wonder Madsen has so much confidence. He's probly scoring every time he shoots.
Yeah.
He's just like going, well, it's easy. It's so easy. I've got a prem keeper just starting everywhere.
Free kick training must be hilarious.
He must score every single one.
Yeah, we need to free Madders though. He's too good for it.
But honestly, if Leicester didn't have Ward, like how many points would they be on? They would be mid-table.
Kasper Schmeichel apparently has already fallen out with Nice, and they're looking ready to, according to their keep, and they're looking to get rid in January. So maybe it could be a reunion straight back to the King Power.
They could do a lot worse than bringing back Schmeichel.
I don't even rate Schmeichel like that highly, but
no,
not in the last couple of years anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's an upgrade on Ward
for sure.
You should get Rinnerson. He's a really good keeper as well from Arsenal. What a great.
So usually I'd make a Kepa joke, but not today.
No,
he's my keeper.
He's a man in form.
Yeah, exactly.
They should actually get a carer from. Was it Kerr? What's the Irish guy?
Oh, from Liverpool.
Yeah, the keeper.
Oh, Kelleher.
Yeah,
he looks right.
Yeah.
Well, he's good in the cups.
Even Adrian's an upgrade.
Oh,
he's bad. But Ward tops Adrian in shit keeper top traps.
But it's marginal. You're going from it's like 99 out of 100 to 100 out of 100 of shit.
Yeah, true. He's not. He might have saved them one of those goals. I don't know if he'd jump over the ball like that. No, but he's another suspect. But yeah, Brendan is under. Although we say it every week, is he? I mean, he's still here today. It's Monday.
They can't afford to sack him. That's it.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. They said it's like, let's pay him 10 mil. That's the rumor. So
they don't want to. Yeah, they have no money. Also, Bournemouth actually, they've got a new owner. Yeah. Who knows? To be fair, if they got a new stadium,
Bournemouth to do a city.
Bournemouth can go. I don't want Bournemouth in the league.
Sorry,
Bournemouth fans. You're Tim Pot. You've got a terrible.
Yeah, but if they got a new stadium, you're
earning my respect out of this last 5 games.
No, you're Tim Pot.
I honestly thought, I was like, we might beat Derby. I thought we might get a new Derby.
Oh, your Tim Pot go down.
Although I thought that was Norwich, so yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not bothered by your presence, but fair play for the last 5 games.
Next small stadium, small club.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a fun away though. I'm looking forward to. I'm doing that this season. I think it's in April.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We've got a friend whose brother Gabe's at Bournemouth Uni, so it'll be a good night out afterwards.
Yeah, that's quite fun.
Stay on the coast in like decentish weather. It could be quite a fun one. But yeah, a fairly irrelevant club. No offense. But we touched on there in terms of sackings. Someone who we maybe expected to be sacked in the beautiful man. Steve Cooper. He was not sacked. We haven't watched this game. We're recording currently just before the Nottingham Forest game. He was given a new deal, and that was nice to see because usually it only goes one way. That
we even thought he was getting sacked.
Yeah, when you saw Steve Cooper news, you're like, oh, he must have been sacked. Yeah. It's like new contract. Bizarre.
Yeah, it was a good plot twist.
Yeah, they just like Muncie coaches. I mean, it's fair enough. Some people Graham Potter had a fucking glow up, didn't he?
Oh my god, he got the fade.
Yeah, he got the fade.
Yeah, he looks fresh, nice.
Fade.
Great beard.
Yeah. I just think maybe Cooper's just missing a fade.
He's missing a fucking nose job as well. He's missing
he's missing quite a bit of sleep as well.
Yeah, I don't think a fade really sorts him out. I think he needs a lot more. Sorry, Steve.
Steve, man, he'll never come.
I reckon they beat Villa. I'm going to say out here. I'm going to throw it out 3-2 Forest Villa.
I've got 1-0 Forest.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was controversial because I think Forest just lead.
No, because I've got a theory because usually we have new manager syndrome, and I'm backing new manager contract syndrome.
Yeah, fair because they know they have
they go. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got to start putting it in.
Yeah, could be. And they changed up their team a bit tonight.
Yeah, no J Lings.
No J Lings.
What we said this is Gerrard gets sacked here.
We keep speculating on managers, and there's always someone else sacked.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like, this is the
it's
battle
true.
of the Saki.
If we say
the
every-
Sakiko, as
Yeah,
you said
El
last
Sakiko,
yeah.
If we say every single manager could get sacked, we're going to get one right.
Yeah, Jurgen's going this
It was
week.
too cool. Like I know,
Yeah.
like we said basically every single other manager.
Larson in charge. Like,
I don't think we ever said him either, did
No.
we?
No, we
That
just...
was, I felt that was
we-
coming though. We
keep-
did know
keep
that.
banging
We
the
never
drum
said
on,
it.
No, but we keep banging the drum on Brendan Gerrard.
Yeah, every year,
More-
like,
That's
till the end
it.
of the season.
If we keep saying it, then
Moyes is going down. He's gone. He's gone. I'm telling you, Moyes is
I
gone.
don't know. Moyes has turned the corner. They had a good result against
Yeah,
Fulham.
yeah.
It's because he's starting Skamaka. This guy's a baller.
Yeah, he looked dangerous, didn't he?
Yeah.
Such an
He
aerial
looked dangerous the week
threat.
before. He's just...
He did
got
miss
that
a few
Arnie
chances, but he
improvise.
looks
Yeah.
good. He looks
I
like
mean,
he's going to
it's lovely
score. He gets himself in the positions to score. That's
Yeah,
the key for a
definitely.
striker. That is massively key.
And it was some controversial goals, though. All three of them, I'd say.
Oh.
Pen, are we having it?
Not a chance.
No.
No. Okay, we're not having the pen. Second goal, we having it.
No, it's handball.
Okay, third goal.
It's the most.
Well, I'm not even going to ask that one. That one's way worse.
It's the most blatant handball that he scoops.
It actually looks
He's-
intentional.
Oh, it's-
and it's
it's a-
hard to completely judge those things. But with that one, I was like, no, you flicked that forward with your
Yeah,
hands.
deliberate handball.
You've got some serious jugglers in this league now. They just love
Mate,
juggling
there's
balls.
been a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
But it was a good result for them. I mean, if you're Fulham, you're fuming. You've done all that without Mitro. It was a great goal from Pereira.
Yeah.
But they've been let down by the officials. But that's a familiar story for a lot of clubs every year.
Everyone's going to get it. Unfortunately, this week it was
We
Fulham.
all get rammed up the arse by these officials.
Yeah, West Ham got shafted as well against Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah,
So,
they
it's
did.
come back. They
They
got
did.
some serious
They
G.
got 3 goals.
Yeah.
That is remarkable.
Yeah,
to be
that
fair.
is
They've-
ridiculous.
That's a nice day at the office.
That is. But, yeah, I
But
mean...
yeah, no, they did well, and they run a bit of bad form. So Moyes has done well to kind of get things together, start playing
Well,
on
we-
signings, and even Paqueta got an assist. He's had a slow start, so
He
good.
looked really, from what I saw,
Yeah,
he
he
looked
did
really
a lot
decent in the
more
game.
himself.
Yeah, he gets in, in between the lines, and him and Skamaka
Silky player.
could have something quite tasty going on.
They're cool players.
They are cool.
I mean,
players.
they look like a pro club's character you'd make. So
They do.
That's always a good sign.
It's like I'd be excited if I was a West Ham fan with
Yeah,
those
they're no
two.
Steve Coopers.
No.
Good looking fellas. You know?
Yeah.
Do you feel because Antonio scored, Moyes is going to be like, we'll start him again?
He's back. Skamaka on the bench.
There you go. Get him in your fancy team, boys. He's scoring 9 in a row now.
Mr. Big Dick is himself. He's
Mr.
back.
Big
yeah.
Dip himself.
Yeah, but we touched on some handballs there. Man United Everton. We'll go to that goal first, even though it was the last thing of the game. That is way less of a handball than Antonio's. How they've justified that, and I heard on Match of the Day, they said, well, no, because Antonio's goal required more actions before he scored it. Rashford had to take it past Pickford. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand that. That was way less of a handball than the other one. It's a
Yeah.
load of bollocks.
Yeah,
That's
I thought they should both have been disallowed by the letter of the law.
It's consistency. We've said every
That's all we
fucking
want.
time. We
That's all
want
we want.
consistency. We ain't getting that shit in this fucking league.
Yeah.
These shit refs.
Get these European refs in now,
I told you,
please.
Mr. X, he would have given the same result.
Mr. X is not giving any of those goals.
No,
No.
Mr. X knows the rules of football.
He does.
He does.
He does. But yeah, Man United, I was quite impressed, actually, to be honest. At first, initially, Iwobi, I said was an FPL must, I think it was last week or the week
Yeah.
after. And he's
Honestly.
proving to be just that.
That's a
Absolute
hot
screamer from
tip.
him.
That is a hot tip.
Absolute screamer from him.
Hey,
Real
he's-
resurgence, but he did give the ball away for, I think it's the second goal. Casemiro robbed him and just played it in behind. Ronaldo bags his 700th goal of his career, which is pretty outstanding.
It is indeed. Yeah, I mean,
He didn't do a sue.
No.
he sort of did a peace
He
sign.
was
yeah.
relieved. I think he's relieved.
I kind of
wasn't he?
enjoy Ronaldo goal these days, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nostalgia, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a bit like, you're going to go
Also,
soon.
he
It's
did
cute.
well. He did, it was a good goal. Like he had the pace to get away from the defender, and the finish was nice.
I was a little bit... No one ever
He
said
made it
but
a
I
bit.
was...
He made it a bit easy.
Well, I saw a statistic that the way someone did some analysis, and he, from his positioning, increased the chances of both goals happening from 33 to like in the 58s to 60%. Source unknown.
yeah, I don't know if Opta put that one out.
Source made up.
Yeah.
I saw him think. To be fair, he was chatting out about his own fucking analysis. It's like, yeah, I don't know where you're coming at there. But to be fair, you can see from his positioning, he made that easier. Especially the first one as well. He did a bit of Ramsdale against Anthony. He sort of dived the wrong way. Well, he sort of was put. He
A
gave
little
such
bit.
much
I
space.
like
Again,
Anthony
made
a
it
lot.
easy.
I like Anthony a lot. I mean, it's good. Martial just can't keep fit because he actually does look good when he plays. I mean, I thought it was a good ball. Both goals were from mistakes, but United were clinical. They were ruthless, and they can be that, especially with a counter like that. I mean, it was a lovely threaded pass, perfectly weighted, good finish from Anthony. I like this Anthony guy, to be honest. I think he's like a really good. At the start of the season, people were kind of comparing him to Sancho in terms of how he is as a player. I think he's miles better than Sancho.
See, I'm more on the. I think in the long term, what I like from a winger is maybe not what I'd choose Anthony. Like
I get that. I hear that. I don't know. He's a
But,
fun player to watch.
He's a
you can tell
player
with
who
that City goal. He's got something else out in the locker.
he's a player who gets you in the top 4, but probably doesn't win you the league.
Maybe.
That's
he's
how I
young.
feel.
Very
Yeah,
young,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair.
I mean,
Like,
obviously, he can be trained in
he's
something.
equalled his goal tally in the Eredivisie from last season.
Really, he's 3 on
We
the
are
bounce.
truly a farmers' league.
He's 3 on
We
the
are the
bounce, mate.
farmers. Yeah.
3 on the
Well, when
bounce.
Pickford's diving out of the way and Ramsdale, it makes it a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's 2 similar
help.
goals, weren't they?
Does
True.
help. But I thought United did well. They did well to cling on, especially at the end. I was, wishing that Pickford header to come.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
When they were pumping those balls in the box, I was thinking, Pickford scores now. I'm going to lose my shit.
He's so good as well.
Goalies-
Celebration.
Is there anything better than a keeper scoring a late goal?
Well, I didn't enjoy the Alisson one, but yeah. It's annoying because that was the only
I
one that
enjoyed
happened,
it.
and I didn't like it. So I was like, "Fuck's sake!"
Oh, I still enjoyed it. It was
Yeah,
just
you do
scenes.
want to. Seeing keepers go up, you do always think like, "Please be you,
Yeah,
please
I know.
be you." Like, you ever see that goal that keeper scored a bicycle kick?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
class.
Yeah, I think it might have been the A League. Yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's some good
Absolutely
ones,
ridiculous.
yeah. I think they had
We
one
haven't
as
had
well.
it. Actually, neither of us have had it.
No.
I remember growing up, Brad Friedel came up against Charlton, but then they ended up conceding afterwards.
Yeah, that's how was your luck as Brad
Yeah.
Friedel?
That was ridiculous. And with Paul Robinson,
Yeah,
Got one
we
against
have,
Watford.
we have some Tim Howard
Tim
with
Howard,
a massive one.
Begovic.
Yeah, I prefer the box ones. As
Oh
opposed,
no, it's better. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
agreed.
the long
Alisson,
kicks,
Alisson one
yeah.
is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah,
ever.
So what a header that was
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
Alisson
as
as well.
Bullet. The thing is, when you had Czech going up for them, you'd be like, oh, fuck,
helmet.
helmet.
Where's that going to go? Where's that going to go?
He's going, I don't want to head it. He's
But
like, you're getting like
there's a different
concussion.
level of adrenaline when the keeper does go
Oh, it's
up.
amazing.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like a
Absolutely
neutral game, you're like, go on.
Yeah.
Because you don't really
But
care.
there was one in the Serie A where they were bottom of the league. They hadn't won a game all year. And I think it was last year, and the keeper scored a 90th minute equaliser. Or, yeah, I think it was an equaliser against maybe like Juve or something. It was incredible.
Fair, I can't
I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it was. There's some
Source-
good ones.
Is that from the same source?
Yeah,
Yeah, source Twitter, dude. Look it
Source
up, mate.
made up.
Yeah. Well, we jumbled it around there. I went to some Sunday games. We still had some Saturday games. You had 5-1 Newcastle against Brentford, which was Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah,
Doing his
star
thing.
man.
Yeah, he's sick.
To be fair, that was Brentford just throwing goals as
Pinnock
well.
was good. Goal and assist.
He hadn't played since April, and then I remember they
You know,
literally,
if you want to play yourself back into the team, that's how you do it.
they asked Thomas Frank before the game. They were like, "Oh, Ethan Pinnock's coming back in." He was like, "Yeah, let's hope he can get back to the levels he was showing before his injury." He couldn't have dropped a bigger stinker.
Yeah,
He was awful.
His
That-
output was impressive, I have to say.
It was ridiculous.
They were
But to be fair,
terrible.
Brentford had a shock. I mean, 2 of the goals. I mean, that's putting the own goal aside. 2 of the goals were just gifts.
Ray as well. He doesn't make many mistakes.
No,
we
it's
like
good
Ray.
distribution, it's
Yeah,
good, I
yeah.
like
But
Ray.
that pass as well. Like that was literally there was even the defender was like 3 meters to the right. I don't know what he was doing.
I mean, Almiron's in the form of his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He could be a fancy shout as well.
One less FPL point than Salah at the time of recording. Yeah, how mad is that?
Wow. And it's only gonna go up.
I think
like
we all
Almiron.
love Almiron. I was
Yeah.
about to say that. You got to love Almiron.
He's-
He tries hard. He got a smile on his face.
Yeah,
he's got.
I think it's more just he looks like the guy from Goal.
he's got that goal vibe.
He looks like Santiago Munez, and he's at Newcastle. I back it.
I so
Although they
back
signed
it.
someone called Santiago Munez, I think.
Yeah.
that was great. That was just
That was good, man.
yeah.
Yeah, they're just taking the piss now. To be honest.
completely.
He's him and Marco Brighton, which I don't think he doesn't play. Marco Brighton's in the Prem anymore, is he?
Yeah, he still plays for Leicester.
Is he still starting? Playing?
Does
Yeah.
he play?
He's definitely
think he
got.
played against us last
he's got
season.
minutes this season.
Wow.
Maybe
Wow.
not start, but off the
Fair
bench.
play, Mark.
But him and
I remember him from his Villa days.
Marky Mark, best crosser in the league, mate.
He has got a good
unbelievable.
whip. He's got a
He's
decent
got
whip on him.
But him and Almiron, the only 2 players on FM with 20 out of 20 work rate.
Oh my
Wow,
god,
this
Mr.
man,
FM,
you want FIFA and FM tips?
Mr.
This
Stats.
is-
I
this
actually
is your
back
guy.
that one as correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like Almiron
FM are
works.
fairly on the money.
Yeah,
They are,
but
they
I
are.
mean, I'm talking about his reliability as opposed to
Oh
the game.
right, yeah, no, I back that one.
I think one of them's 19, I don't know. That's the 2 best in the league anyway.
But yeah, I mean, Newcastle, they smashed Fulham last week, smashed Brentford this week. Yeah, you don't really know what you're going to get with Brentford, do you?
No,
They had chances though. Like they were
Yeah.
like, in the first half. They were the dominating team at the start as well.
I mean they had that slightly controversial
Bueno
offside
goal,
goal
yeah.
to go 1-0 up. Different game at that point. I think it
Yeah.
probably was
Very
offside, but
Yeah.
could easily have not been. So
And Tony, the best penalty taker in the
Oh
world.
my god, that pen was cool.
oh,
wasn't it?
he's so good
We
at
could have done with
penalties.
him against Italy.
He needs to come on in the fucking. He needs to go
needs
to the
to-
World
he
Cup.
needs to
Needs to go to the World
start.
Cup.
We get
He
we,
needs to start.
Yeah, get rid of that.
He.
Get dribbly
He does
bloke up
fucking
front.
nothing for England. Although, nice bloke and everything.
To be
but-
fair, right, well, we can move on to. Are we moving to Tottenham game?
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
go
what-
on.
Well,
he directed that shot fantastically well.
Kane, I saw a tweet and I thought this does make it. It makes sense. If Kane had a cool celebration and a cool social media team, would everyone regard him as a better player than he is? Like he's a bit stale. Like he's sort of like if every goal he scored, he did like a suit. You'd be like, it'd be, you know, when you mean like Kane scores a goal, you sort of just forget about it. It's sort of done, you know.
Because he just goes.
Yeah.
Well, you reckon if he was like Brazilian and had loads of tats and looked really cool.
Yeah, if he was Skamaka scoring as many goals, you'd be like, this guy's cool.
Well, Kane is going under the radar. Kane has 8 and 8.
Yeah, no, he's actually having a really good season.
The problem with that radar is that Haaland's just blown it to shit. So,
yeah, Haaland is making everyone look distinctly average.
We're looking at England's most likely top ever goal scorer, unless
Premier League's top goal scorer. Yeah.
Could be, unless I think he might go to Bayern in the summer. To be honest with you,
I don't back it.
I
think the moment's passed now.
Oh, sure, he's not saying Spurs.
He'd
His whole
rather stay
career
in England. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to go
not that kind of
abroad.
guy.
Well, do you reckon United go for him?
Why would he go?
I don't know.
Actually, no, that's a bit harsh. He
Conte
could go
could
to, do you know what? He could go to United. He could go
Because
to
I think
United.
if Conte leaves, he's gone. I can't imagine because he's like also it's
maybe.
same age Van Persie left to United, 29.
That's not a bad shout because it always looked like I always felt, especially years ago, he was such a United player in terms of like you can imagine if Ferguson was there, Ferguson signing Kane.
Yeah,
like it made so much sense. But maybe it will happen a bit later on in his career. Yeah, but I think he'll break Shearer's record, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
I think
he'll play and keep playing even if he's old. He'll keep playing until he breaks it. A bit like Ronaldo, sort of, still here.
Yeah, he'll keep chipping away of goals even if he's like there, there at about 250-ish. Then he'll get the 261.
But yeah, I think if he had a bit more charisma, people would like notice his goals more.
Maybe. I don't know. I think people recognise how good Kane is.
But it's not. I'm also like he doesn't play for the top team as well, so like people sort of sleep on.
Yeah. If he was winning, if he went to City last summer, maybe you'd be hearing about him a lot more.
Yeah, he plays for a very, very, very average side.
They are.
Oh, it's so boring.
Yeah,
So boring.
I mean, it's a good result away at Brighton winning, but I had Chinese during the game and I was just focused on that, to be honest.
That was boring.
I'm not gonna lie, Spurs Brighton, I did not watch all of it. I switched over to Milan Juventus and then also switched over to Dortmund Bayern because that looked good as well.
Last minute winner.
Yeah, that was
and
scenes.
I said to me and my dad were sitting there and I said, why are we watching this? Realistically, I thought like I know I have to know about Spurs Brighton because obviously covering it and everything, but those games were on. I thought I'm watching them. I didn't bother.
But also like Conte, if he didn't have like you guys had when you won the league, you guys had world class.
People forget Costa, Fabregas, Hazard, Kante when he was fit.
Yeah, but you had like world class attackers like Hazard in his prime. Costa.
Mate,
yeah.
I said at the start of the season we had some in one of the clips. I remember we had loads of Spurs fans slagging off saying I was being bitter and everything because I said they remind me more of Conte's second season when we had Morata and we stank, and they do. I don't look at Spurs.
But
they get results.
If Conte had a couple injuries up front, they would be done. Like he's literally getting bailed out by world class attackers. That's it. Every game.
One attacker who's not looking world class though is Son.
He looks way off it.
Good.
Still. Yeah, good. Oh, obviously he's good.
We like that.
I'm here for it, but
good.
It's just quite mad. Like obviously he got a hat trick against Leicester, but we did touch on it that week that only counts as 1.5 goals.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Maybe only one goal after Ward's efforts this week. That might even go down.
Yeah,
to
that's
0.3 goals against Ward. That's what they count as.
Yeah. So he's yet to get off the mark this season with one goal then.
Yeah, exactly. But it just doesn't look half the player. I mean, Kulusevski they miss, don't they? Because he's great.
Yeah, he's great talent. But it's annoying with Tottenham though because it's like they're still there.
Yeah, and they will be there. Even at the end, like wherever they finish, they'll be there or thereabouts.
But I kind of want that collapse because I think it's more likely, there's rumours, Conte maybe to Juve. Like, if Tottenham do nothing this year, do you think like Conte's going to be a bit like, am I wasting my time here? Am I really going to push on for the league? Like, City's a joke.
Depends what they want to do in the markets, I think. If he were to finish outside the top four, he'd walk anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think
100%.
I would love that. Fuck me, I'd pay good money for that.
Yeah, for them to come fifth.
Him to
knocked
leave.
out of all the cups, and then him to go to Juventus.
They are.
Isn't it interesting how you can't actually like even Liverpool we touched on earlier? I've said sixth there, and then the more I think about, it, I'm like, well, Spurs could collapse. I mean, we might even just be playing alright at the moment and struggle to adapt to Potter like long term. United, you don't really know completely which one's going to turn up. Although I like the signs they're showing in terms of like they do look quite good.
And also, you look at Newcastle. They like 2 games ago, Eddie Howe was on the pressure to get sacked. and then
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's extreme.
No,
but
but they hadn't won a game.
yeah, they won
yeah.
one game.
But there was definitely pressure. Like, is Eddie Howe the right man for the job? And now they're sixth. It's like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, this stage of the season, we're still at the point where things can swing so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even would you say I wouldn't bet my house that Arsenal finish in the top four? We've seen, there's tough games back in the season, a lot of away games.
I'd stick a bungalow on it.
Yeah, I think
you and City are like the only two where I'm like, I can't see them not.
But it's just because
City are obviously nailed, and then I'd say you're like, I'm there or thereabouts. So I don't know. You'd have to really fall apart, like in terms of just the team spirit. Because even if you have a bad result, you bounce back recently. I just don't know. You'd have to really fall apart.
We don't have a huge squad there, as shown by the lack of
big injuries.
We haven't got a lot of, as shown by the Liverpool game. He literally put Eddie on and Tierney. Really, that's it.
Yeah.
I saw someone even say like when Spurs under Mourinho came like sixth or whatever when he got sacked in December they were top.
Yeah,
it can change quickly.
It can happen, yeah. But I mean, like I think they said the last team to have as good a start as us and not win the league was us in 8-9, and then the team before that was us in 4-5.
Yeah, I think there was like 3 I saw.
Yeah, there was one in the 90s, I think, as well.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? So it could change, but I don't see it.
Yeah, no, I think we'll get top 4. But I think that covered all the games.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it didn't.
Palace
no,
Leeds.
it didn't. Palace Leeds.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jesse Marsch, we talked about him crying last week, and he wasn't really crying this week, but he's probably crying at the result itself. Palace, good.
I'm happy.
Because we said
like
last
Palace.
week, we like watching Palace. We like the players, we like the manager, but they were 17th. They were not as good a start as you kind of thought they had, but they had a good
they have
result.
such a nice run coming in, and I'm glad
Turned around as well.
They start the good run with a win, because then it's like you can build from there, and then maybe a bit like West Ham. All you need is 2-3 wins right now, and you're flying up the table.
Yeah,
so it's good to see.
When they went 1-0 down, I did think, Vieira, like not sure, but did well to turn it around.
Yeah, good ball from Elise to Edouard.
Then Eze.
Lovely goal.
Oh, that was a great goal. All
Everything
round
about
great
that
goal.
because it starts with an Anderson ping, which is trademark Anderson ping.
Yeah, class player.
And then,
Lovely flick
from
and
Zaha as a
dummy and
feints and then just bangs it. And then the keeper didn't move. Everything about it was aesthetically perfect.
Yeah, very nice.
And it was a winner. It was just good result. Good result for Palace.
We like Eze. We just like Palace.
Yeah, we do like Palace, and I don't really like Leeds. So
dirty Leeds.
Although the first the Aronson run was a bit dirty.
That was good. I miss watching Rafinha at Leeds.
Yeah. Aronson, it was a nice run.
It was a very nice run.
But yeah, they're no Rafinha, good Bamford, and good Harrison anymore.
Bamford looks a bit. His finish as well.
It's quite good. He had a lot of injuries in the last year or two. He needs to get up to speed, doesn't he? But not a great result for Leeds, but fucking.
No, they're tumbling down. They're tumbling down the table, and they can get relegated. I don't care.
Ooh. They are
Leeds
big.
fans are gonna be unhappy with that one.
They are a big team. We'll keep them in.
Come at me.
No, but I touched actually quickly before we move on to our recurring segment. Bayern Dortmund, Nagelsmann's under a bit of pressure. They were 2-0 up, and Dortmund go back to 2-2 in the 95th minute. I don't know if you saw the clip of Oliver Kahn.
He was fuming.
Oh my goodness.
There's fuming and there's Oliver Kahn fuming.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
like collapsed in his chair. He was raging.
I just looked at it. I'm like, ooh, Tuchel, that could be an opening.
Yeah, that could be.
Makes sense,
I think what are they, third, fourth?
Yeah,
third maybe. They're not. They're definitely at top, not top.
They're still.
And they've been playing quite poor.
But their performances have sort of kept them in the job. I feel that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, and the idea of a long-term project, but it's theory and practice, they're different things, aren't they?
They've got a good team as well. I feel like look at Bayern, they've got a very strong team. Yeah.
Yeah, Mane's really struggled to adapt there. It seems like he's as poor as Liverpool have been.
They've got too many. Well, I think they've got too many. It's like a situation. They've got literally 2 world-class right wingers, 2 world-class left wingers. I swear.
Yeah, they've got no one that plays through the middle like consistently, have they? Yeah, exactly. It's
a big hole. They're almost they're kind of having the reverse Liverpool in a way.
Just put Mane up front.
Like they've brought that profile, a completely different profile to what they had, and Liverpool have done the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they need a focal point up front. I think
they do. But I don't know. I can just smell a bit of a Tuchel move there. It just made
when
I saw that reaction from Kahn, I was like, that's not going to fill you as a manager. That wouldn't fill you with confidence to see that. I don't think.
Yeah, you're smelling sacking there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good, dramatic finish. Dortmund last minute.
The limbs are
equaliser.
fabulous as well. Yeah.
Fabulous limbs.
The yellow wall.
Oh mate, I'd love to go there.
Oh mate, I look at that as well. I want to bratwurst and go. We should go as a group.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
film a
class.
podcast while in the
Just go, just do
Yeah,
it
we
live
should.
in the yellow wall.
we can
That'd
do
be
some
sick.
vlogging, man. And
Yeah. It's like Chelsea have never played Dortmund in a competitive fixture.
Yeah,
I've never even had the opportunity to even do it.
That's
That's
mental.
mad.
Yeah.
We had them for a bit, like in group
you
stages.
got
We
Aubameyang
loved.
played them
We
when
kept
you
we
guys-
kept playing them.
Yeah,
Like,
in groups. Yeah.
loads.
No,
We-
every year I'd always think like that'd be a cool tie. We should never get it.
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
Yeah,
I was
let's
there.
go. Let's go there.
I'm down.
We'll do it.
down.
Confirmed.
Yeah. I also quite want to try bratwurst and currywurst.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've always just been like,
What, just
well, I like sausage sarnie.
road
over here,
sausages.
So, yeah, just try some foreign ones. Why
We've
not?
kind of.
This all sounds a bit. Sus.
It sounds a bit
Potatoes.
sus.
It's euphemisms. They're not
We've-
euphemisms. I'm actually talking about. Yeah.
We've kind of missed the boat a little bit probably on Oktoberfest in terms of organising it, but that would have been fun.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, it's a shout. But actually, no. Before our recurring segment, one more thing. Juve is shit, and Allegri needs to go. Like they're
Yeah,
wank.
I've heard Locatelli and Vlahovic linked to Arsenal. It's like what? It's like they're saying
People want out. I don't blame them. They look atrocious.
Locatelli not even start in some games. I don't think
No, not always. I mean, they've had a few injuries at the moment, but they just look pony.
No, was Pogba been doing anything?
he's injured.
Ah,
Bit
well,
of
there,
witchcraft.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. He's been
needs-
just
Other
like
than Juju, no,
Alakazam,
not very
and that's
much.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, our recurring segment after
Right.
teasing you for multiple minutes there,
So-
brings you to Kroos. It's Kroos' week.
All right, so you know what? I thought blast in the past. What do we pick? Who do we pick? I don't really know.
What
to
do we
be honest
pick?
with
We
you.
pick a football player. That's what we pick.
We pick a footballer. He's not technically a nonce, but when I was going to say the name,
Wow. Okay. Wow.
when I'm going to say the
We're
name,
going
Jesus.
you're going to be like, yeah, he's just quite noncy. You know what I mean?
there. Okay.
Oh
Right.
dear.
I hope there's some sort of allegation towards.
No, there's no allegations. He
Okay,
was
so we're just
no, actually,
randomly
he's-
So we're
Surely-
just assuming this
No,
guy
I'm just saying,
touches
you know,
children.
no, we're just, you just go like, he's just quite nonsense. He's just a bit like,
It's just-
you know what it is? He had the worst thing about him, and this will give it all up. He didn't like football and played it. Benoit Asu Ikota.
Yeah, he
Oh,
hated.
that is a
He
bad-
hated.
He did
that.
hate
That is
football,
nonsense
yeah.
behaviour. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it is.
Yeah, I have to admit,
That's a straight red.
When
right
Ben
there.
White did that interview saying he didn't know who Vieira was, I was like, "Fuck off."
Oh, when Ben White said he didn't like football, that did put him low in my
Yeah.
estimation.
Yeah, it hits you
No,
in the
but
heart.
it's not. But Ben White likes to play. He just doesn't watch it. Well,
No, I know,
Ben
but
White's
grow up, Ben.
yeah, it's true. Obviously, it's like better to have like who's like my
Or
family
or
don't watch
Benjamin,
it.
as he prefers.
Benjamin.
But anyway, sorry.
But like
go on.
this, you know, he's like, I do it as my job. Like you're like, fuck you twat. But anyway,
At what point do you reckon it does become a chore, though? I reckon it lose it because it would lose its novelty. Of course, it would. At first, obviously, you're like, "Wow, I'm playing football, I'm getting paid,
but
and doing all this."
okay. Well, he managed like it's roughly about 350 appearances. It's not like a huge amount as a footballer. Like you know, you talk about gigs.
He played like he didn't enjoy football as well.
Yeah, he was like, eh.
he looked really like, "Oh, I can't."
But you know what? He did
Yeah.
manage 9 years at Spurs, which is kind of mad. Like for a player who just was like, I don't even care what I'm doing on the pitch. And I've one famous goal. Do you remember against Liverpool?
I was
Yeah,
just
he scored a
thinking that.
screamer
Yeah, he
against
scored a screamer
Liverpool.
against
Yeah, he
them.
did like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I don't know. He was just a bit like he just was always in that. But 9 years in the Premier, that's a long time. Like it's a Premier League stalwart. You know what I mean? But for a player who just didn't even enjoy what he's doing. But I've had him in my mind since the second said blast in the past because I think it just stuck with me. That just
It annoys you that
Yeah.
a player didn't like football and is just doing.
and
that,
also he
yeah.
played for Spurs. Hated him, and then like you know what I mean. Like he just had that shit long hair.
Although
as
is
well.
that not a positive that he almost was like, "I don't want to fucking play for Spurs."
Yeah, well,
Like, is that
maybe.
maybe you could look at it that way. I don't know.
yeah, maybe, but he just like it's just the whole vibe of him was just a bit annoying with the team and him and everything.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, have you guys got any memories of Benoit Soucott? It was just sort of there, wasn't he, for
No,
years?
it was just there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just like existing.
Yeah,
really, in
that
team.
shocks me that he was at Spurs for 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never have thought it was that long.
Yeah, well, I mean, when
And actually, he was part of the QP. You know, with rinsing shitty
yeah,
QPR teams.
Weirdly, in my head, then I was thinking he sounds like someone who
Yeah.
would have been in
Redknapp,
that
in
QPR.
that
team.
Redknapp QPR
13,
team.
14. Yeah, he was there.
That
He-
makes so much sense.
and exactly. And
it
so-
was the home of people who didn't want to play football.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was. He should have been there his whole career.
yeah.
It was inspiring from that chat we had. I was like, fuck yeah, another one of them, honestly, yeah. But it just made me laugh because I was like, God, I don't know why, but he just needs to be shouted out.
I remember him being quite technically gifted though as a player. Like,
Yeah,
and he wasn't a bad player.
He was
at
doing
all.
chops, mate. He did some couple
Yeah.
chops in there.
Yeah, but he wasn't very good at
He did a chop
He wasn't
and
good at defending, was he?
Oh no, but he couldn't be asked.
No, he couldn't
Yeah.
be
He
asked.
took a
That's
chop
true.
past someone, and even doing that, you go, oh.
Yeah.
Is Trent a glorified Benoit?
I actually think a former blast from the past in Basinga is more accurate for Trent.
No, I got that. Yeah, I could see the Trent vibes link there.
Yeah,
It's just
I
sort
can't
of,
be asked. Yeah, I like it.
I'm too good to defend.
I like it. Yeah, I just want to go forward, man.
yeah. the ball goes past and you go, oh, I can't be asked to that. I want to go home.
Yeah.
And he was in quite a good Spurs team, although, wasn't he?
He was in one of
And he
the
started
better
mate.
ones.
Yeah.
He was.
He would have been part of that Carling Cup winning side.
Yeah.
Well, 9 years.
he was around
yeah,
there.
for sure.
There, yeah.
But yeah, he
So
would
he
have
would have been ousted by Danny Rose, really, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Rose probably scored that goal in the
I feel like
in the
Rose had a
North
couple
London
loans even
derby.
after that goal.
No. Yeah, he didn't. Rose didn't start after that goal. Though.
Rose in my
No.
head's more Pochi vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he probably, Benoit Costa probably played, the Bale, Modric, Van der Vaart, that kind of team.
He was like when the Tottenham started getting good, like vibe.
Yeah, when they qualified for the Champions League in 2010 or whatever it was. Yeah, that's when they were actually getting good, which was dark time.
I feel like Redknapp would have some good stories about Asuakoto. I'm sure he does.
He
They're
definitely,
out there.
he definitely
I
sigged.
feel like he's rinsed him in an interview.
Yeah, I feel like he has. I know he's had the Darren Bent one, obviously.
Yeah.
And David Bentley with the famous. Which one of you kicked that over here?
Yeah.
and the Benjani story.
Yeah,
The transfer story, just like, you got to get him out. Benjani, you got to go, mate.
You got to go.
So I'm just sitting in the airport. Mate, you got to go. 7 mil for Benjani, my God.
Benjani was easily 7 mil though, I thought at the time.
I love
mate.
Benjani.
Do you know what? That
Bargain.
Reading 7-4 game just sold me dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. And he obviously scored that winner in the derby, didn't
Yeah.
he? When Man U wore the,
When they wore the
Munich
kits.
shirts.
Yeah, they wore those old kits.
Yeah, good times.
But yeah, that was back when that was a big signing for City.
7 mil.
It's crazy. That was under those different owners with Alano, who was a top player.
They're
sporting a lot of blasts in the past.
We are.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Koto was good trim, but
Yeah.
I don't think I could rock it. I don't think any of us could rock it. Very
Or the
well.
long hair.
Yeah, Asuakoto.
Yeah, Asuakoto's hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Is you saying it's a good trim?
I'm saying it's good trim for him. I don't think it suits any of us.
Could you imagine us with that?
No, you're trying to grow your hair, aren't you? You
I
maybe get to
don't
that.
think I've got
You going
that.
for the Asuakoto?
Oh, I haven't got that in the locker, I don't know. Not quite.
Maybe you get your hair permed.
Maybe.
Who knows?
400 likes. 400 likes on this podcast, and Guy will get a perm.
Yeah.
Once it's all grown out, he will get the Asuakoto.
I will.
Yeah, fair. To be fair, the odds of that happening is probably...
Mate, we're not getting 400 likes.
Yeah, we get
400 likes. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not changing that to 4 likes though. That's,
No, 400.
I'm going to
400.
I'll share
So
it.
share this to all your mates and just tell them.
Imagine
go
this
like
guy
this.
with
my
a perm.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
With long hair as well. We're talking about long locks perm. That's what we're looking at.
Big old locks, big old curly locks.
And dyed blonde as well, just for the band.
We're adding arms and legs. That's at 1,000 likes.
Oh dear.
1,000 likes. Well, actually, no. Full, I don't know, give us 20,000 likes, because this will never happen in the world. And you go full pro clubs, afro blue.
I'm getting tattoos on my face.
Yeah, and some wrist tape.
Oh dear.
But yeah, no, that was a good one. But we'll wrap it there and just make sure you smash that like button. Absolutely smash it, like 400 times at least. But we'll catch you next week. Have a good one. Enjoy the Champions League this week and the fixtures in a bit.
So yeah.
So yeah.